They had never seen such a brutal instructor. He ordered the new recruits to eat roast chicken while standing in a foul, stinking sewage pond. The smell was unbearable. The water was pitch black and reeked of rot. But the instructor was cold and merciless. He warned them, if you don't do it, you're out. Left with no choice, the recruits stood silently in the sewage pool, holding their food but unable to eat. Then, the instructor gave an even worse order. Sit down. Gritting their teeth, they slowly lowered themselves into the water. The stench hit their noses like a punch. Everyone started gagging uncontrollably, but the instructor still wasn't done. He picked up a rock and threw it into the sewage. Filthy water splashed everywhere, on their faces, their uniforms. One recruit stood up and shouted at the instructor. The instructor didn't flinch. He simply said, if you can't take it, then leave. The soldier turned around and began walking away, but his teammates stopped him, begging him not to quit. Then, one of the other recruits did something shocking. He threw his roast chicken into the sewage, picked it back up, covered in filth, and took a bite. Seeing that, the rest followed his lead. One by one, they started eating the sewage chicken. The angry recruit stood there, stunned. In the end, he chose to stay. The recruits finished their disgusting meal in that foul pool, finally passing the instructor's twisted test. The instructor smiled and said, time for some exercise. He ordered them to carry sandbags and run 20 kilometers to a distant dam. Exhausted, out of breath, and dripping with sweat, the recruits barely held on. Still, the instructor gave them no time to rest. He ordered them to arrange the sandbags into the shape of the national flag. With no choice, the recruits worked as fast as they could. They managed to finish the flag design in just 3 minutes, but the instructor wasn't finished. He made another outrageous demand, causing the recruits to complain. But he had the power to eliminate anyone at will, so they had to follow orders. Each recruit grabbed a sandbag and began waving it in the air, making the makeshift flag flutter in the wind. It wasn't just a test of strength, it was a test of willpower. They all wanted to become elite special forces soldiers, and this was just the beginning. The pain ahead would be far worse than today's training. Only those who endure could survive. Seeing their determination, the instructor, for the first time, smiled. Then, he gave one final order. Pack up. We're moving to the hillside, 5 kilometers away. The recruits were too scared to complain, so they quietly picked up their sandbags and began the long walk. Behind them, the instructor laughed, clearly enjoying himself.